Hi there, it's Tony here again from Tony's Comfort Kitchen, the home of comfort food. Okay, so in the last video I mentioned that we'd be sticking with the French theme, and so we will. This has to be my ultimate French comfort food dish. And there are quite a few dishes in France that could equal it. One can think of the famous cassoulet, or daube de boeuf, or navarin d'agneau, and they'll all get used in this channel. But for the time being, we're going to stick with tartiflette. If you don't know what tartiflette is, then it's a whole and hearty dish that comes from the Savoie region of France, which is in the Alps. So as you can imagine, it gets very cold in winter, and they have a lot of dishes that incorporate potatoes, melted cheese, hams, bacons, you name it. And this is basically what it is. It's a layered dish cooked in the oven with potatoes, ham usually, but we're just using lardons, bacon lardons today, a little bit of white wine and cheese. I mean lots of very melty cheese. So without further ado, we'll have a look at the ingredients which are behind me. Okay, so here we have everything. Now then, we'll start off with the largest ingredient. That's the potatoes. We're going to peel, cook and slice up later. We've got a chopped up onion, medium-sized onion, doesn't have to be huge. We have 225 grams of, in this case it's smoked bacon lardons, a clove of garlic, although we'll only use about half of it, we won't use the whole thing. Some nutmeg, grated nutmeg, which we'll put on as we assemble the dish. And some little bit of white wine, about 100 millilitres of white wine, dry white wine. And the star of the dish. Every dish has its star. And this is the cheese. This is what they call the Reblochon cheese. It's from the Savoie region, as it says, Reblochon de Savoie, and this is a Savoyard dish. So if you want to keep this dish authentic, this is the baby you want to get. If you can't get a Reblochon cheese, then you know, any melty flavored cheese will do. But ideally, you want to get a Reblochon if you can. As I say, if you can't, then well, you know, you can use cheddar or use other cheeses that melt well. But do not use mozzarella, because mozzarella, just although it's very melty, doesn't have the flavour. Doesn't have any. Well, it has very little flavour. This is what you need. And I think that's it. We will start by peeling and cooking the potatoes. Okay, this is the laborious bit, peeling the potatoes, but it has to be done. I should have said there is, I think I've got 1.2 kilos of potatoes here. Now I'm not entirely sure if that's the right amount. It might need less than that, but so I've got more potatoes than I need. I might use them all. It'll take no harm to use them all, but A lot of people make these dishes with about a kilo, but I just thought it didn't look enough. I may be wrong. Okay, so the potatoes are now cooking. Now then, in the meantime, we need to cut up this cheese. Comes with a, I don't know, a bit of wood for some reason. Anyway, this is the cheese, and oh man, the smell is fantastic. Now, it actually comes with a little rind, a little white rind. And I've seen, for some reason, in other videos, people scraping off this rind. And I don't know why, but they do it, so they're French. So I'm going to do it too. I'm not French, but... I guess it's something that just... I think it's natural, but it just maybe doesn't impart great flavour. I don't know. The colour of that cheese inside. Or rather the cheese, the rind of the cheese. Stamp to say that it's a true Reblochon cheese in Savoie. Okay, that'll do, I think. Now then, now comes the hard part. We have to cut this, we don't have to, we decided to cut it in two lengthways, or, like that, and then we'll quarter it. So let's hope this isn't a disaster. Just ease the knife around. Oh man, this cheese, the smell of this cheese is fantastic. I don't want to damage it. There we go. Oh man. Oh. Now then, cut each half in two. You don't have to do this, but this is the way I've seen, so that's the way I do it. And that's it. We'll put it to one side and we'll do the rest of the dish. Okay, so the potatoes are cooked, and now we'll put in the onions and the lardons. Together. Put a little bit of oil in the frying pan, just to get it going, but not much. As usual, the lardons, the bacon, release the water. It's just a case of cooking it out. Now we'll add a little bit of 100 millilitres or so of white wine. And we'll let that render down. Okay, I think that's good enough. Now we will slice up the potatoes and assemble the dish. Right, potatoes have cooled down slightly, enough for me to handle them. So we just slice them up, breaking up. It doesn't matter. Right, it's now time to assemble the dish. Now then, the clove of garlic, we cut it in half, and we wipe it round the bottom of the casserole or the pan or whatever you want to cook it in. So this is not strong on the garlic. And then we start to, smell the garlic. We start to build up the dish. So you want to line the base of your casserole, pan, whatever it is, with half the potato. My potatoes are breaking up. I've cooked them a little bit too much, but they're fine. They will taste good. Then top them with half of the lardons and the onions. Then we get the quarters of the Reblochon. Now you want to put them the cut side down, so when it melts, this melts into the potato mixture. So press that down. Get the other half. Press that down. And then we just continue with the rest of the potatoes. Spread them around. Top of the rest of the lardons, hope you can see it. Before I put the rest of the cheese on, I'm going to grate some of the nutmeg, a little bit of nutmeg in the dish, fresh nutmeg. Absolutely love it. It's brought up with it, not too much. Okay, then top it with the rest of the cheese. Like I say, same again. You want the cut side down. Press it down. There you go. And we'll now put it into the oven, which is at 200 Celsius or around about 400 Fahrenheit, I think. And we leave it in there for around 15 to 20 minutes. I'll keep an eye on it, but 15 to 20 minutes should do it. Okay, this is it, my friends. The smell is just awesome. Can't wait to dig in. It's a bit hot still, so excuse me if I cough and splutter a bit. That's okay. Tell you what. There's a good reason why this is my ultimate French comfort food dish. This is just heaven on a plate. It's absolutely incredible. It's the marriage of the cheese, and you know, if you can get Reblochon cheese, do use Reblochon. It's not the cheapest of cheese, I must admit. But it's traditional in this dish, and it just works. It's marriage with the bacon or the ham, and then the potatoes just bring it all together, and it is just heaven. It's actually, you know, we only use the garlic to rub on the bottom of the pan, but you can taste the garlic in it as well. Honestly, you have to try this. Excuse me, I'm going to have some more. Phenomenal. Imagine being out in the mountains all day. You're skiing, you're snowboarding. You come home. You come back to your apartment or whatever. You're you know, you've washed, you've changed, you've come down, you've had a couple of glasses of vin chaud, and then you're presented with this. I mean, you know, it just makes your holiday, basically, I think. This is just a stupendous dish. So by all means try it, and we'll see you in the next video. But before that, make sure, if you like this, then you hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and hit the thumbs up, and bon appetit. Oh, by the way, before I go, next video will go from the frozen mountains down to the blistering deserts of North Africa, and so I'll see you then. Take care, and as ever, peace and love, people. Peace and love. Wow.